The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Step in the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, blue jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pro's corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. If it's sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
Each and every week, with the exception of last week, we're sorry, y'all. He was just going through some shit. But we're back. Newest episode of Start 5. As always, if y'all are in the Facebook group watching live, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to make sure your thing is signed in to be able to have your name in bright lights and big bold letters so all the senior citizens can see you. Make sure you hit that Star5podcast.com. Everything Star 5 Podcast related. Full transparency, I don't know if that website is going to remain up because I don't know. Well, this personal shit I got to decide on my own and with the team. And the team is, I still got the point right.
Well, yeah, you got the point right. You on point with the point. What's good? I'm feeling good today. I was telling you guys behind the scenes, played some basketball early this morning. Had a good day on the courts, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling myself a little bit. Still brick as fuck out here. Daylight savings times. You guys got to get up earlier than what you normally get up. Hopefully this is the start of warm weather coming. I'm tired of this cold shit, but I'm having a good day. What's up, y'all?
33 degrees out this motherfucker, but what happens when you're a smoker and you don't have 800 bedrooms like Jamal. What up, good brother?
What's happening, y'all? Just happy to be breathing out of quarantine,
yes.
warm here, in my nice room here. Could have used an extra hour's sleep though. That would have came in handy this morning. But what up, y'all? Happy to be back.
Happy to have you back, sir.
Word up. I know I didn't even think about that extra hour. My ass didn't get out of bed till like maybe 10, 11 something today. Cause I woke up, went to go pee, went back. I was like, nah, I can't stay up. I'm out. And I knocked the fuck
you
out.
Going
for
right back to
hours.
sleep.
Yeah. And then my wife was like, oh, I let you sleep in. I was like, sleep in what? Sleep in the bed? Yes, I slept in the bed. I had to say to her, I was like, yo, I hate that term of when you sleeping late, oh, you're sleeping in. I'm like, what if you outside and you a bum
you
or
sleeping
you
in?
Or are you sleeping
but you
in
out.
the bus terminal? The bus, like you sleeping in a sleeping bag? Like, no, you're sleeping late. Or I slept a little longer. I just never understood the term sleeping in. If you understand what sleeping in means, let me know. Hit us in the comments, whatever. Email us, whatever all that bullshit, podcasts say. It was no shots at my wife. It just is a term that we've heard for decades that just makes no sense. Oh, I slept in a bit. In a bit? What are you sleeping in? Yeah, like I get time, yeah, but I slept in. If you live in a house, you sleep inside 4 walls or more, or Jamal's case, 8 walls, balling. I'm just saying, when you got quarantine rooms that you can select from, you doing good, brother. You doing all right in life.
So, I'm not complaining, bro. I know. I'm very grateful to the universe for it, but yeah, I know it's really not nothing to joke about, because I know some folks who didn't fare as well with it, but
I hear you.
What
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, what I am happy about is this could have been much worse, and this was enough to make me pause and like, okay, just chill for a minute.
So you slimmed down a little bit. How you feeling? You feeling a little bit lighter? You feeling really,
A little bit. I'll know when I get out there on the court with you.
Yeah, I was about to say not run up and down the course with TJ lighter, but I don't have to struggle to put the belt in today. I don't have to put the belt in before putting the pants on weight. That's my weight.
I got you. So.
Well, it's good to see you up and breathing, and everything is getting better for you, of course, man.
Word.
But everything ain't getting better for one Miss Brittany Griner. As y'all seen, she was arrested and detained in Russia. We don't know what part of Russia, but in Russia, for having how many ounces of CBD oil in a vape pen?
2.3 grams.
Oh, grams.
Grams. You could put that shit in your hand. That's how small it is.
Well, 2.3 grams of CBD oil that she had over here in America, and it was given to her. I think she has anxiety issues, things of that nature.
Right.
This ain't got nothing to do with her past excursions with the law and
it wasn't no rage moment.
Laws. Yeah, none of that. I think she was kind of prescribed this stuff to quell some of that and prevent, try to help ease like the mentality that she has or whatever. But she got caught in foreign land on foreign soil with something that I guess they deem illegal. Well, I can't say I guess, it's clear that they deem it illegal because they ain't having that shit. And the sad part is, and now they said this happened like weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like weeks ago. But the sad part is the timing of all of this coming out. The timing of all of this coming out with all the turmoil and stuff with the Ukraine, and we see. I think it's kind of come out, in my opinion, in my point of view, that it's Russia is trying to go reclaim land that was formerly theirs. The Ukrainians ain't having it. And she's stuck over there during all of this turmoil and all this time and stuff. And nobody's making no noise for her, in my opinion. I like, people are talking about it, but nobody's making no noise about it. Which then makes me think about this whole ordeal, everything that's going on, and how Black folks are currently being treated on both borders, in both situations. Like she's just, to me, like just another piece in this whole big mess that's going on over there. And Black people still have a way of being disrespected in the middle of it. Now, granted, I'm not saying she was being disrespected. I'm just kind of looking at her as like, yep, Black woman who was stuck over there in a country where they're warring with another country who's giving Black folks a hard time getting out because they don't need to be a part of the war. Like, I seen a TikTok with a guy who was asked, "Oh, you're going to fight for this country? You're going to fight for us?" He was like, on some like, "Who, me?" Like, nah, it ain't happening. Like, and man, just somebody have at it, because I feel like I'm rambling on, and I wasn't really thinking about this too well to try to connect all the dots to, this ain't a Black person's problem. I just kind of laid out shit that's really happening. I just did it in a messy ass way.
the way they're treating Africans over there right now is straight disrespectful. When they would have doing the mass evacuations, they weren't letting black people get on the trains with the regular folk in the Ukraine. They was making them wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. So that's kind of fucked up. But you know, this is par for the course for black people overseas, and how they're treated in multiple countries over there. So like I was telling you guys behind the scenes, it's kind of fucked up that in the worst situation you could possibly be in, black people are still getting shit on, no matter what the situation is. And you know, I know people are shouting out Ukraine and giving love to those people because of what they're going through, but yo, there's people of color over there, and they're getting even worse treatment than the people that actually are from there, which is insane to me.
Yeah, and I from what I was reading, it's even when they do make it out of the Ukraine to these other countries, they're not getting the same treatment the refugees are getting. So
right.
It's tough to see because it seems like globally, wherever we go outside of the motherland, we're second-class citizens. So
yeah,
and it's an incredibly complex situation because it's a war-torn country, and I'm sure not a single person over there is thinking about racial equality right now while that country's getting bombed, which makes it even worse.
Right.
Situation for us, you know.
Right.
So there's a lot of layers to it, but it just right now during an invasion, I'm positive that's not even on the top of their priority list.
Which is insane because we're human beings just like anybody else. So,
yeah.
You know, how can you judge somebody else's welfare over somebody else and they're going through the same shit you're going through? Like, right. You know, like they're getting bombed and shot at it just as much as you guys are. So what the fuck?
It's true. And their foreign minister to the UN came out and made some statements that made it worse. So he was talking about segregating refugees. Like, bro.
Wow. He said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, bro, you just making shit worse.
It's like the way they're treating black folks up over there, which I found the video I was talking about, so I'm gonna play it in a second. But while y'all are talking, I had to find this shit because you're gonna be like, oh shit. But this is like the way black people are being treated over there is like when Mitch McConnell said African Americans are getting the same amount of voting rights as regular Americans.
Yeah.
Like this is how the world sees us, even though they consistently go to the continent to pillage, rape, steal from the land and resources and stuff on a constant basis. Even though if you believe in that the continent is the cradle of life, everything, all the civilizations started from there, you know, like
it don't matter.
It just don't matter.
It don't matter.
But let me stop rambling and play this video for y'all. Let me get the thing. There we go. It's hopefully the sound.
Tried to get a Congolese man.
Is the sound working?
Yeah.
It's just a little loud, right?
Yeah, you good.
All right, here we go.
Fight for them. He refused.
They even told us like, we are going to give you guns and you're gonna fight for Ukraine. I said, hi. We're gonna fight for Ukraine. We are not Ukrainian. We are black. So how can we fight? How can we fight for Ukraine? We're going to die first because we are black. When they will say, oh, look at those black people, I think they are from NATO. So we have to kill them first. So
wow.
How could they think that way? Come on.
Your man had nothing to say. Your man had nothing to say, yo.
What was he gonna say?
Yo.
I mean, like that's how real it is in the field for black folks over there.
Yeah, that laugh was classic. He was like, "Fight for Ukraine."
Exactly. And so to understand and to know that like Brittany Griner is now stuck in a situation like the way in what she is over there, like I mean, just all we've talked about and just shown right there is proof of how they don't give a fuck about black people in either country. So why would they care about the situation? And let's think about it like this. All right. In America, she's a public relations, social justice gold mine of in one person to attach and hook movements onto. Woman, black woman, represents the LGBT plus community, who's an athlete. Oh, and CBD oil or hemp oil, they said hemp oil, so just
Hashish
CBD oil.
oil.
Yes, whatever. It was probably CBD oil, I think. So whatever. But all of those things that Americans think should be illegal, I mean, free roaming, should be able to do what they want. You should be able to do what you want. Oh, plus it's of the community. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like in America, it's gold. It's social justice fighting gold. But over there, you're black. It's a strike. Oh, and you're gay? We hate gays in most of them countries. Double strike. And
Some of
the last whammy is she's a woman, black
Right.
woman. So literally 3 strikes against the they don't care. Oh, my bad, 4. And the C. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah. American. Plus, she's not that popular of a bargaining chip for Russia to use. Like, look, we'll send her home if you stay the fuck out of this.
Right.
Nah, you could keep her, they'll say, which is fucked up.
Some of this responsibility falls on her for not knowing or thinking she could get away with trying to transport that shit out of the country. Like, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Be, responsible with your situation. If somebody in her team or her, you're going through customs, they're gonna rifle through your shit. They're gonna rifle through your shit extra because you're a black female athlete. All the of the above. So you're gonna get extra scrutinized when you go through customs, and they're just looking for a reason to keep you there to detain you. So, I mean, yes, it's fucked up, but you got to read the room before you leave the country. You think you're going to get out like that. I mean, you're coming back to the United States, so throw the shit in the garbage and get some shit when you come back. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just you could deal with it for however long the flight is, 5 or 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Drink it off, something.
Right.
But like,
and knowing who you are, motherfuckers over here probably throw it to you for free.
Facts.
They'll probably throw it to you for free. It's that it's survival, fight or flight. I think you need to get it on that flight. And now she could catch 10 years, possibly catch 10 years over there.
Yeah.
For having
you don't want
this shit.
10 years over there.
You don't want to be in that gulag. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and so far, nobody's spoken to her, right? Her wife hasn't spoken to her. No legal service has spoken to her from here. It's only over there. Right?
Well, they said somebody from the embassy reached out to her, but from the article I was reading, they're trying to get one of like the best lawyers for her in Russia to see if they can talk it down. And they're doing everything they possibly can to make it a non-political situation. So that's why the United States have been hands off at this point. So we'll see. I mean, this is going to be a continuing thing for a minute.
Plus how they get down over there. Right now, I'm treating this stuff as it's all allegedly what she done. Because,
this is true.
It could be allegedly because, right now, Russia is in a way where everything is crumbling down around them. And I made a post about this earlier. They just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
Yep.
Like you said, Dan, Brittany Griner is a horrible bargaining chip. And that shows desperation on their part. I don't think, even if it wasn't a conflict, I don't know how much the government would get involved in it. Just because our government would get involved in it. but she's a they have been locking Americans up now the past 6 years on trumped up charges for a while, and that story is just starting to bubble up beneath the surface. They've been doing that for a minute on Trump.
Now,
Right,
if
well,
she was
yeah,
like a wait a minute, if she was like a Sue Bird or something like that, you think they would have
no,
fought
it's
harder
not.
for her?
It's not even that. It's not even that, TJ. It's the fact what I was gonna say is what he was mentioning is that they're just bringing this to light. How about this? They said that this happened last month, and
Yeah, in February.
it's just starting to come out now.
Right.
So,
It's just starting to come out now. Now, on your point, if this was like a Sue Bird or Tarasi or something like that, one, were they taking this stuff? You got to look at the individual, whatever.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If
the
apples to
popularity
apples,
of the popularity of the names, and it just happens to be two white women of the community,
right?
you know, maybe a couple more news networks would be talking about it, but still bad bargaining chips because of the community.
Black people are not bargaining chips in any situation, bro.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, Chris Rock
what
said that
comedian
shit.
said that? Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Rock said that shit. He's like, we have 5 hostages, and they're all black. It was like, hello. They just hung up the phone. We are not bargaining chips for any situation, bro.
No, not
at all.
Not at all.
So they do some wild shit, They threaten to abandon the American astronaut in the space station right now. That's the type of shit that Putin's doing right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just heard that shit yesterday. That they are considering abandoning all the American nationals that are the American astronauts that are up at the International Space Station right now. Yeah. They are considering leaving them motherfuckers up there.
Wow.
Imagine that shit.
Yeah.
That's petty. That's petty on another level, bro. That's petty. That's super petty right there. Wow.
That's why. Go ahead, brother.
No. I got something random to say. But go ahead.
But no, that's how all this stuff folds in. The Brittany Griner stuff folds into the proxy war. Everything is a proxy war between U.S. and Russia, and Putin don't play with no rules. He play with his own rules. He just look around trying to find shit to start.
And that's it. Like, and I like. Somebody was talking about this shit at work the other day, and I was just like, they asked me, "Do you think we should be?" I'm like, "No, I think we're doing a great job in not involving ourselves in this for once." Like, finally, America is not fucking doing something.
We don't have to be bullies of the block. You know what I'm saying?
Even though we are over there doing something.
100%.
They're telling us one thing on TV, but we are over there doing something. I know that I think they already said it that the American military has been supplying surrounding countries with guns and ammo, things like that.
Intel.
Yes, we are over there doing something. Like there's no
it's the American way.
Right, but it's exactly guns and war and the lie of they're doing it to keep us safe over here and free over here. The lie, because as I was talking to these guys, I was like, count how many other countries have military bases in America, and I'll wait for you. And that answer is zero. That answer is zero because we choose to play world police and then lie to its citizens coming back here telling everybody, oh, they're over there fighting for our freedom. The biggest crock of bullshit I ever said. And if any of my military friends or anybody watching this wants to tell me otherwise, you're invited on the show to tell me how what I'm saying is not true.
But what type of balls would it take?
To us.
What type of balls would it take to actually attack the United States, bro?
It would take some major nuts. And to be honest with you, people would have thought at one time it would take a Putin level type of threat. But it's clear as day that he's getting beat by people who are training with cardboard guns from the Ukraine right now. He's getting beat by people who are making Molotov cocktails in their fucking backyards.
Did you
He's
see the
getting beat
article?
by people who are stealing their tanks because
Yes,
they're sending them out without resources to keep them tanks rolling.
yes.
food. Telling
They
them to live off the
stole
land.
they stole like, I don't know, 12, 14 tanks or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was
And-
like they became the fifth largest fucking army in the world after they stole like mad tanks from Russia. It was crazy.
And you have to look at it like this. Guess what? It's not stealing. They are abandoning these shits because Russia's sending them out without the resources to keep them running.
So
And
how
so
deep
you
is
see, so you
how
see
deep
the
is their
tractors,
army and shit? Yeah.
so you see the tractors, the Ukrainian people who from the Ukraine who own tractors who are going out and towing these tanks into their shit like this is ours now. Like what Russia and I hate saying this like this, but like Russia is proving itself in this shit that it's not as strong as they've been claiming they were.
No, and they've been held off a few times already by the locals, and they had like a convoy going into like the capital city, and they was stuck out there for like 3 or 4 days because they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't move.
Half them soldiers don't want to be in the war. Half of them they weren't even given an objective. A lot of them don't have food and supplies. They were told to live off the land, right? They don't want to be killing these people. This ain't the Soviet Union. This is a volunteer army now, so it's a little different. And
yeah, okay.
It's a whole different situation. There, this is Putin's war. This is a narcissist at work, trying to leverage his resources. But these folks that's over there, they don't. Most of them don't want to be there. A lot of them said they had no objective. They wasn't even given real instructions on what to do or why they were fighting there. And you see how the state media over in Russia, jailing everybody, they call it fake news. Half the people think Ukraine is bombing themselves. It's crazy.
Wow.
So it's a different situation, man. But but this dude is ex-KGB. He's real KGB. He's crafty, and he's using the premise of this war as Russia's safety, saying that excuse me, he don't want Ukraine in NATO because he doesn't want missiles on Russia's doorstep. And he's saying it's the same thing as what he's crying hypocrisy, saying it's the same thing the United States felt when they put missiles in Cuba. And which is a convenient argument, I get, but only he feels that way over there.
Right.
And
right. Plus, also, there's another piece of this that I learned too was that it's about access to the waters and to the seas, and one of the major ports that Russia had dealings with as far as importing and exporting, you had to go through Ukraine to get. Because the only body of water that Russia had was all north of the continent and of the country, and it's all cold and ice, and there's no way of getting shit in and out of there. Like they had no major access to shit. But the Ukraine's ports, plus the Ukraine having the largest freaking one of the largest nuclear plants in the world on there, which might still be leaking allegedly, according to reports.
Yeah, I think there's 2 now. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the narcissism. He doesn't know what this man did. He's been doing. He don't know what he's been doing, and to show how important. I mean, you know what? We've avoided talking about this for a reason, TJ. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut and just say good luck, Brittany Griner, because like it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole, bro.
There's levels, man. There's so many levels. It's so many gray areas, bro.
This has become for Black folks. I'm sorry, podcast listeners, you can't see my face, but it's been the Neil deGrasse Tyson meme.
Hey,
Well,
it ain't got nothing to do with us.
I'm not gonna be able to do it. Nah, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Yeah. This is one of those moments for us, and it's crazy how it's just so it feels so real. Like so many people were talking like, oh, now they want us to care because it's white on white. No, I mean I care in general because it's humans, it's people. But but if we're gonna break it down to cultures, who's doing who's still it and
It ain't
that's
the
the
same.
crazy part is in the midst of all of this strife and hardship that y'all are going through, they're still finding a way to make sure racism lives and breathes to see another day.
It's insane. It's literally insane.
Like how bugged out is that, Jamal?
It's terrible because again, I understand their plight, you know, but like if you're gonna say, "Hey, world, help us," you can't. When people from the world that live in your country, you can't do them dirty like that. And that's just you even now you can't have your hand out and then treat folks the way they're being treated right now. So something's got to be done. They got to clean it up,
Word.
even if it's
Word.
just in the form of a statement. From whoever's in charge of it, from Zelensky. And I understand it's war, but like again, you can't
Everybody's
say,
human,
"World, help me."
man.
Yeah, world help me, and then have this stuff go out there. So,
Right.
He ain't say nothing about it either, which is crazy to me. Like he didn't even bring it up or nothing. Like
And
how
I
then,
get
you
it. He ducking snipers right now and
yeah.
everything else, and probably living.
Respectfully,
So
right? But there's just so many, there's just countless numbers of videos of watching Africans getting kicked off. Like I literally seen one that I've seen a couple times, but I saw just a few days ago. It was like 4 or 5 of them getting thrown off the train
yeah.
to make room for other white Ukrainians first. But then it's the ordeal of they're saying women and children, then the men first. But it's women and children who are of white Ukrainian status first, and then white people from other countries, then the white men, then the white, like white Ukrainian men, and then if they can squeeze a blacker person or two in, then they like, and these trains are filling up so much that they're throwing people off. But then, I mean, on a positive, I have seen videos where a lot of I think I seen some Senegalese women thanking Poland and Scotland and these countries because they were willingly accepting black folks in and helping them get out of the situation. The situation's quick. So I mean, there's a mixture of good and bad reporting behind all of this. You know what I'm saying? Where we are seeing, I've been seeing more of the black folks getting tossed off than the ones that are being taken care of. But there are black folks that are getting out, that are being taken care of well, and things are smooth. But then you recall the video I just showed, and you see them talking about, oh, fight for us. Yeah, for who? For who? And even that part talks like goes back to when we were talking a couple weeks ago. Imagine having that kind of patriotism for America as a black person.
Right.
We just talked about this by way of us here. Like it would feel good if we were able to have developed that kind of patriotism. I can't. Never have, never will. Because I just hate the military. I don't hate the people in it. I hate the concept. You know what I'm saying? But man, listen, it's just such a mess out here in this world. Let's just hope.
Ali said it best. Why am I going to a country where they didn't do nothing to me? I don't know these people.
Right.
They didn't do nothing to me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm getting treated like shit over here. So why am I going to fight for you over there?
True indeed, man. But while I go run to get my charger real quick, which my daughter is fishing to me right now, let's get into this NFL news so we can talk about the Queens of Rap. Go ahead, TJ.
Yes. Well, a lot of things happened this week. You got Amari Cooper being traded to the Cleveland Browns. You got Aaron Rodgers signing one of the largest contracts ever in NFL history for 204 years, 200 million, 153 guaranteed. Goddamn. That's beautiful. Deshaun Watson being cleared of all his charges, and now he's able to play in the NFL. Khalil Mack, who's a monster, going to the Chargers. A lot of moving parts, Jamal. A lot of moving parts. Where you want to start at?
Let's start with A-Rod.
Whew, 200 million, 153 million guaranteed.
So
no matter what happens.
I guess that alleviated the functional problems he was complaining about the past 2 years, which is the reason why he was unhappy.
Right.
Fixed all that.
Right. Also, do you think they pay him because of what he's done for Green Bay, like over the years? This is like, hey, this is your last contract.
He's one of their legends. You know, he's a living legend. So
Hall of Fame quarterback, NFL MVP. I think he's 2-time MVP. But yeah, this is a thank you send off for him.
Good for him. You know, he got his money. He earned it, man. You know,
he definitely did.
He's in the best. There's sometimes he does shit, and you watch him play. You're like I'm watching the best quarterback I've ever seen play the game.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Brady's the greatest. Don't get me wrong. You know,
right.
As far as on-field tools, sometimes Aaron Rodgers does stuff. So he's worth the dollars. But what always bites him is they never have a defense. I don't know how they're going to get the defense. So I hope he's playing offense and defense, or he's going to have to drop 40 a game.
I mean, he's capable of doing that. You know, the team with the ball last wins type shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's got a solid wideout. They franchise tag Devontae Adams, so he ain't going nowhere. He'll be one of the top, or at least one of the highest paying receivers this year until they work out a contract for him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when Aaron Rodgers is on a run and he's got to scramble, that's his most dangerous. Oh, we also forgot the biggest trade ever, Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos.
Well, we didn't forget that. What you did
was
you rushed through every little topic possible. You mentioned everything that happened and then started talking about your favorite.
My bad. My bad.
It's all right. We got to coach you up. We're gonna get this right one day. But
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he like Jamal said, he definitely earned his paper. I mean, 153 million guaranteed. Like, this is a layup. Like, I'd just go out there and just start tossing this shit everywhere at this point because I know that money's coming to me regardless. I mean, he just got to keep his nose clean. This dude has never been a troublemaker or caused any problems really for his team. So congrats to him and getting the bag.
The only problem he caused was hurting people's feelings because he used the medical term, I'm immunized, instead of saying I'm vaccinated. And people really, it's so fucking funny how even till this day, you see people on the timeline hate Aaron Rodgers just because, like, they turned their opinion on him just because he said I'm immunized and didn't run with the catchphrase of the day, which is vaxxed. Like, really, like people really changed their minds on him because of that. And then
he lied, Dan. He lied.
Oh yeah.
He lied, Dan.
And then, he lied, and then it became he was following Joe Rogan, which, Joe Rogan's in his bullshit now, but we all joked about the what was it? What was the shit that he was taking? That was was it the hydrochloroquine? Which was
that was it.
Whatever the shit that was deemed as a horse dewormer or whatever, the horse medicine.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that though.
Yeah, but it legitimate, and that's the thing. If people didn't just go with the surface level shit and actually looked into it, he wasn't saying nothing wrong because it was shit that doctors were prescribing to people with COVID, with severe COVID. And I know from the standpoint of a black man told me his doctor gave him hydrochloroquine and he takes the shit and it worked. but because it's $100 million celebrity that everybody, $100 million celebrity from podcasting, nobody likes him. And now I get why nobody likes him now because of the nigga comments. But you know what I'm saying? But Aaron Rodgers listening or quote unquote listening to him and all irrelevant nonsense that had nothing to do with the field. People were hating on Aaron Rodgers. So good on him for the contract. More losing with Green Bay to come. Congratulations. You just screwed yourself.
You played yourself.
For real.
Do you want to get into Deshaun Watson real quick?
Well, you mentioned Russell Wilson as speeding through,
Yes.
blowing stop signs, but
Yeah, my bad.
Jamal, what do you think about that Russell Wilson to Denver deal?
Good for him. I mean, it's obvious he was unhappy. He was just ready for a change.
Yeah.
For a change of scenery. So, he's going to Denver. He may be playing for the first majority black-owned team in the NFL. So timing is everything. He got his dough. He got the situation he wants. I don't know if it's a better situation than in Seattle, but I think he was just looking for his final contract money and do his thing. So, but get on them. He got out of there. I don't remember what Seattle got in return.
They got like 5 draft picks, a tight end, and Drew Lock.
Good move. Fair trade.
They got a ton of picks.
They got
Noah Fant and Drew Lock. Yeah, so they made. I don't think Drew Lock is going to be the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks anytime soon. He'll be a serviceable backup. But yeah, man, congrats to Russell Wilson. He's got himself in a better situation. He's not too far from home. And he'll definitely make the Broncos better. I don't know how much better, but he'll definitely make the Broncos better.
Isn't their line trash though?
Their line is trash, and they really don't got no defense to speak of. You know what I'm saying? All their heavy hitters are playing for either San Diego or the Chargers. So
I've been hearing San Diego or the Chargers. San Diego used to be the Chargers. They're LA Chargers.
My bad. Yeah.
I just caught that. My bad. You meant the Rams because of what's his name? Which I heard that I was hearing things that he wants to go back.
Word? Von Miller?
Von Miller wants to go back. And with Russell Wilson there, yeah, he stepped into an easier, better situation than Seattle. And then too, Jamal, like what you just said before was like, oh shit, you're right. He could be running the first possible majority-owned black NFL team possibly soon, depending on if they accept this Aaron Allen deal or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. But yeah, I think Denver made out better on this one. I definitely do think Denver made out much better on this one. Getting rid of a decent tight end and just pieces that, I mean, you could say you're mortgaging some of your future on, but you never know what your future is, no matter what. So
it may or may not work out. So
yeah. And a lot of people in the air quotes experts felt that Denver was just a big name quarterback away anyway. They kind of was feeling that they were a big name quarterback away anyway. Plus,
they do have solid wide receivers, so
yeah. Jerry Judy's that bad motherfucker.
He is.
He's got a speedster there in there, and Russell throws one of the best deep balls in the game. So Jerry Judy can eat.
Yeah, so that could be you got to you never count Russell Wilson out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always gonna if the game is tight, he can march a team down the field. So
yeah. But now, real quick though, to go backwards on the Aaron Rodgers shit, because I was talking shit about other stuff in Aaron Rodgers. They were claiming that this was supposed to be a market shifting blockbuster deal that he was signing, allegedly. Ain't nothing more market shifting and blockbustering than Pat Mahomes. So 150 something guaranteed to Pat Mahomes getting a total of 500 million or potential total of 500 million for the whatever amount of years he's there. Like, where is the blockbuster market changing?
Because he's getting 153 million guaranteed. It makes him the highest player currently in the league. That's the only blockbuster. That's why they consider it blockbuster, because he's the highest paid
His
NFL
guarantee
player.
is more than Pat's right now.
I believe for the amount of time, yes. Yeah.
Guaranteed, because you know how I talk. I always say you never look at the overall number.
No, you got to look at the guaranteed money. Yeah, but Pat Mahomes' his deal is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's straight for the rest of his life.
The man can make 500 million. I think it's something like that. 500,
$500 million. Jesus
over 10
Christ.
years. That's literally, I never have to do nothing again. Let me retire at 30 years old and I still got 70 years of life. That if I can live 70 more years of life, I can live 70 more years of life and never have to worry about a dollar again.
Yeah.
Ever. That's talent. That's special. But enough of that. The NFL.
Oh, real quick. You want to talk about the Calvin Ridley betting on his squad? Betting on his squad.
Now that was what I know what
it was $1,500.
$1,500 while Calvin Ridley was
injured. Yeah.
Out on the injured list. And he stepped away, took some personal time off from the team, regardless, and on top of being injured, and then gambled $1,500.
Yeah.
Professional sports needs to stop being hypocrites.
Yes, sir.
They need to stop being hypocrites, TJ, because you partner up with FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesar Sportsbook, all these fucking people. You partner up to get this to allow this money to circulate and rotate through people's hands. The player, yes, though he is an active member of the NFL community, he is a contracted athlete who was out hurt, not playing. Where is there a competitive advantage or disadvantage?
Because you're part of the team, you know who's hurt, who's not hurt. You know things that the general public doesn't know.
Here's the question, though. Did he do a Pete Rose and bet on his team to win?
Yes,
because
he bet on his team to win.
Then that, just like Pete Rose.
Right.
Just like Pete Rose, who, again, fuck you, Major League Baseball, for keeping the hits king out of the hall, who was betting as a manager for his team to win on a fucking daily basis. So if anybody has the competitive advantage of trying to make their team win, it's you, the coach and the manager, correct?
Yeah, because you know everything. So yeah,
right. And shout out to Kurt. He said they say it's bad because they may get intel even from opposing teams, even if betting on their own teams. I get that, but it's also just like anybody else who got sources say, we should stop taking these reporters' words for granted then. Or as law when they're talking sources. Ooh, you're getting a competitive advantage over other writers. Like I want the sports writer of the Staten Island Advance to have the same level of playing field
as Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it.
You want your local beat writer getting Woj bombs and shit like that.
Right. And let them get the Woj bombs instead of getting the high school scoops out here. You know what I'm saying? But you're not playing in the game to affect the game, what's the problem? Jamal, what's the problem? You agreed with me when I called the leagues hypocritical, but like I just don't get it.
I don't think they're prepared to when they make these rules, they don't examine these different scenarios for gray areas for things like this to happen. I mean, I think it's dumb. I mean, the leagues are hypocritical. Society is hypocritical when it comes to this in a way because I mean, our politicians can still gamble in the stock market and get all this information that the average person doesn't get, and can make all these trades and save them money, and nothing happens to them, you know. But these athletes, I mean, the whole situation is just whack, bro.
It just makes no sense, TJ. It really don't. Like you're not playing, and it was like it was almost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like a one-shot deal of $1,500.
Yeah, it wasn't no big thing. I don't think he won. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he made any money. Like he still lost. But I mean, like he said, he doesn't have a gambling problem. He said bet $1,500. It was light for him. You know what I'm saying? And he did it one time. The NFL hasn't come down on saying what type of suspension he's going to get or anything like that. Like, is he getting to get a ban lifetime, or is he sitting out the season?
They said he's suspended for the whole season.
Whole season? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't see that. Yeah. Yeah. But this is the hypocrisy of the NFL. You talk about Dak Prescott, you know, got in trouble messing with women. I forgot they named 2 other players or 3 other players got in trouble with domestic violence issues. They only got 6 games. 6 games. Nobody bet on their team or nothing like that. These were physical assaults on another human being, and you got 6 games. But if you bet on a team, you're suspended for a year. So where are the priorities at? Where are the priorities at? That just goes to show you right there, you know, it's bullshit. It's pure bullshit. And speaking of women and charges in the NFL, your man Deshaun Watson got off. Like there will be no charges filed against him.
Not so fast. He didn't get off all the way. He got off. Yeah. He got off criminally.
Criminal, yeah. The civil suit is still going, but I mean, the most important one was the criminal one. Yeah, the most important one was the criminal one, and the NFL said they still haven't decided on handing out what type of punishment, and that's where I was talking about the whole 6 games issue, because he might get suspended for like half the season behind this.
See, this is Women's History Month, and I wasn't trying to talk about him just yet because there's both bad and it's both. There's almost no safe way to talk about this, and I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying, I'm not the one to try to skirt the line all the time. I choose the words wisely, and I don't try to skirt the line. 22 women, and they failed at bringing criminal charges against them. I hate to be the person to say this like this, but I'm just saying it from this ain't how I'm feeling, but this is just optics of how this looks kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at this just the optics of everything.
Well, Dan, and to your point.
Hold on. I didn't even make a point yet. Remember when a lot of people were saying because he wanted out of Houston that all of a sudden these stories and shit were popping up?
We spoke about this.
All of a sudden, and we did say we was going to continue to track this case.
Yep.
All of a sudden, these cases were popping up because he said he wanted out of Houston when Houston had a lot of fuckery going on. And you've seen every reason for Deshaun Watson to want to leave Houston.
They didn't
They
do that
just
to JJ Watt.
they just paid no, but the difference is they paid Watt already. He was at the end of his close to the end of his deal. They
Okay.
just paid Deshaun Watson. He just got paid before all this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Was asking for 100 something million. They gave him the money he wanted. And then all of a sudden the next year, the next season out, he wanted out. Then the scandal came out. Now the criminal case has been dismissed. So all that's left is now they can go after his money and his wallet civilly.
Suspect.
That don't prove that he did anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's it. And this is again. So now, respectfully saying this, some women, these 22 women, just might have got to come up on something that could still quite possibly not be true.
Well, what I was saying is the FBI investigated like 4 or 5 of the women and found that they were actually trying to extort him, and they're facing charges of extortion behind it. So, it's not a good look. The owner is wild suspect for the Houston Texans. The lawyer that's representing these women is super suspect behind him. The owner and the lawyer that's bringing the case against Deshaun Watson live like 3 blocks from each other. The owner came out and said, "Yeah, I don't know this guy. I never seen him before." That's bullshit. You make that type of money, you know who lives in your neighborhood. You move to that neighborhood because of the people there. So you know, miss me with that bullshit. So this whole story was suspect from the beginning. I said it from the beginning when we first started talking about it, Dan. When you said, just like you said, these allegations were nowhere near to be found until he axed out of the team. And all of a sudden, this guy is a horrible person. He touched all these women and everything. There's no coincidence there. There's no coincidence there. You're doing this because the man you paid the money to, you're the face of the franchise, doesn't want to be there anymore. So let's dig up some shit on your man so we can keep him, or he can't play anymore.
Right.
That's not coincidence.
Right. And Jamal, so it's once again, it's they can go after this man civilly now. That doesn't mean that he did any of this just because they're now attacking your wallet.
Yeah.
The criminal part is gone. It's a done deal. It's it. Civil suits now. Maybe. That's where they're at.
Well, they can get money from him. I mean, you know how that goes. I mean, that's the unfortunate part. Another unfortunate part of the justice system is, you know, you can be cleared of a criminal charge, but people can still get you. They can hit you in the pocket. So there's some weird coincidences, or I should say timings, that's happened with this whole situation with Deshaun and the Texans. And, you know, like TJ said, right after he got paid and he wants out of that shit show organization, all the stuff starts to come down. So they're going to try and break him through the coals and make him settle, because I'm sure he wants this to go away. So he's going to settle. He's going to have to come out of pocket. He'll settle in the civil court. You know.
Yeah.
Because
and then I'm sorry.
The longer this drags on, the more it hurts his contract negotiations for wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And what word is right now is that, the Panthers are making a play for him in a trade, and that's really where things are right now. It's like it has to be done by trade, because of how into deep they are contractually. It has to be done by trade. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, it's again, this wasn't the story for Women's History Month, but, we have to keep up on it and talk about it fairly. That again, this felt like what a lot of people were feeling when this was coming out. We had to wait and see what happened, but this definitely felt like a funny play from the Houston Texans when this whole thing came out. But then,
indeed,
obviously, as they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And when you have woman after woman after woman after woman, 22 of them to come out to say something, hold on a second. maybe this motherfucker really did do something.
Right.
But if we're leaving it in the hands of the courts in this in this country, if we're leaving it in the hands of the courts, even though the courts can lie, but we're leaving it in the hands of the court, they found him not guilty. That's it.
They not even to bring charges against him. That's crazy. Real quick before we get off the NFL, I was late to this, real late. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers for hiring Brian Flores. That black man's got a job in NFL. He wasn't blacklisted, and I hope he does well as a coach for the Steelers.
We mentioned that and we forgot to talk about that because I mean, Jamal, I think you reminded me of that shit too. Like, we forgot to talk about that on air with a little bit of detail. But yeah, he got the job. That doesn't mean that what he said ain't factual, though.
He's still pursuing his case again. He's still pursuing his case against the NFL.
As he should, because there is merit behind it. It's literally what he's going through right now is literally like an episode of Bull that my wife was watching and then fell asleep on, but I finished. And the way the episode, because I don't go turning it on myself. I watch what she's watching because she's watching it. I don't go seeking it, you know. And on this episode, a mother went to go fight for her child who got killed by two detectives, NYPD detectives, who pulled out his gun because he was an armed security guard who wanted to be a cop. But because of some facial recognition software, it took a face like this and said it looked like you, TJ, as the suspect. And this is how the episode went. So they went after this kid incorrectly because of facial recognition software. And the cops even was just like, hold on, I think we got the wrong one. They kicked them over, flipped them over with bullets in them. And it was like, shit, like we got the wrong one. And so the mom got a settlement for the case, whatever, but then went and sued the facial recognition company. And so it's like, Brian Flores, you just got your settlement. You just got your settlement by way of you still got a job. It's a mid-level coordinator position, but you still got a job. But you still go fight on to prove that there's a flaw in the system and there's a crack in the system. And that's what the woman did by way of trying to sue the facial recognition company. Now she lost, but the fight still went on because there's a point to prove. Brian Flores got to keep the fight going because it's legit and there's a real point to prove. He didn't get another head coaching job. He got a mid-level coaching job again. Takes a lot of pressure off you, but still.
What I saw, because he did the joint with Brian Gumble, Inside Sports, and he said he's fully going for it. He's there with his lawyers, and they said we got enough evidence to prove that there was collusion and to keep him out, and the shit that the owner did behind the scenes because he didn't take the money to lose. You know what I'm saying? They got a ton of evidence, and they're just waiting to go to court. They can't wait to go to court for this, and I'm sure the NFL is trying to do everything in their possible, any and everything possible to try to not let this go to trial.
Yeah,
I don't know what that bag is going to look like for him.
Yeah, well,
if they have to pay him again.
Roger Goodell, the Miami Dolphins owners, they better get on their shit, Jamal. I think he froze. Always see his forehead and glasses frozen.
Yeah, he's froze. But yeah, I mean, I wish the best for him. I hope he does get his day in court and he gets to speak out and they get to put on the table all the shit that we don't know about and we can't find out. And that might change the whole landscape of the NFL after that if he wins. It definitely will change the landscape if he wins. They're going to have to change everything, all the hiring procedures and everything.
It could, and that's kind of what we're hoping for. But then it's, it's that feeling of once it does happen, TJ, then everything is going to feel like a sympathy hire.
You think so?
It's going to feel like that.
I know what you're saying.
It's going to feel like that in the beginning until it becomes a legitimate pattern of legitimately qualified people. Because we was just talking about the Houston Texans, and I don't remember dude's name, but they hired this dude for 1 year
Yeah,
to
1 year.
say like look at my African Americans. Like that's what they treated him like.
But they
like
put him in the worst possible situation ever, though, Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like the
absolutely.
deck was stacked against him. Like how can you develop a culture or philosophy or anything within 1 year? You can't do it. It's impossible to do. You can't instill your system, how you your day to day, your operations, everything. Like you said, a winning environment, winning culture. It's not going to happen overnight. It never happens overnight. So, so you gotta fail before you succeed. And I mean, we've seen it. This shit happened to Brian Flores. They were a losing franchise before he took it over, and he had 2 consecutive winning seasons. And it was like, nah, that's not good enough. Are you kidding me? Your man went from 0-7 to finishing above 500, and then they fire him behind it. Like, how does that? What's the logic behind that?
because he won, and they didn't get him They didn't get him high draft picks, which is stupid. Isn't the goal to win? Now I get it if you have a goal of building from the bottom up, but this is also Miami we're talking about. I mean, as a city, it's the most fair weather fan set in group of people, with the exception of the Dolphins, because the Dolphins been there forever.
Yeah, they have a loyal fan base.
They got some real fans, but as a whole, like just the what you see is like if they're not doing good, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We seen that in the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
they ain't shit. Yeah. Niggas wasn't rising up to the occasion when fucking Ronnie Cycli was there.
Harold Miner, you know what I'm saying?
Baby Jordan, right? Niggas wasn't on that. Or as the kids in New York say now, they wasn't jacking that. They wasn't jacking that until they play good. And that's what happened. Like a black man proved his worth by turning around a shit organization to an over 500 team for 2 years in a row. With a quarterback that he didn't even want.
Right. Go ahead.
You freeze again?
No, he's there. Jay, we saw you.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I lost connection for a few minutes, so.
Well, good. Right.
Had to resort to the phone.
No, we were just saying, like, you know, that whole situation and how he's still fighting, even though he's got a job. Like, we want to see all the cards on the table.
Oh yeah, that's still going through. He's still pursuing that. So
yeah,
and it sounds like they got a strong case. They are eager for court. So like they can't wait to that draw 4.
with stacks. Like draw 4, reverse, draw 2.
And you know, shout out to Pittsburgh for getting him, for bringing him in. I think the NFL was probably hoping that placates him a little bit, because I think he got a good case, man. From what I've been reading,
he's not straying away from court. He's dying for his day in court. He's literally dying for his day in court, and the NFL does not want him to bring whatever he knows to trial, because they're going to get fried. They're going to get fried.
And what better place to get hired than the home of the Rooney Rule, who has the longest tenured coach in the league with a black coach, or one of the second probably longest tenured.
That was probably the worst thing the NFL wanted to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you go to Pittsburgh? You can go anywhere else. Don't go to Pittsburgh, where we only have the only black coach available right now in the NFL.
Well, I mean, they should be thankful for that, because it's like, hey, my African American, at least you got a job. Because you know they love that saying in this country. Right. At least you got a job, my nigga.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But
the only thing that would make this complete is if Pittsburgh picked up the shots.
Wow.
Just fully nigger it up.
Damn. Excuse me. That was funny.
Damn. This is turning into the Mau Mau's on fucking Bamboozled. Who's
Oh.
who's 3/5 white or whatever his name? Who's the what's the name?
MC Search.
Yeah, who's the MC Search? Fucking what's his name? Their quarterback right now, the one that got cracked in the head with the helmet. He's the MC Search.
He might be. He might be.
Oh,
He might be.
It was Ben Roethlisberger. He retired. Anyway, enough of that. Let's show some love to the queens of rap right now. Now, normally within Women's History Month, we usually do some sort of a topic each week all month long. And so this time we decided to revive the rap conversation, part because it was easier for us because we are of the hip hop culture. We are fans and lovers of rap music. But where it didn't get easy, because, for the most part, age, we're not fully blaming age.
Who's three?
We decided to rock with just women from 2010 to current. And we came up with a unified list of 5 that TJ is going to go through for us.
He's just putting it all on me. There's
no particular order. There's no particular order to this either. But we're definitely saving the best for last. And if you didn't know who the best was, look at our show image. And you could tell who the best is, in my opinion. Well, definitely in my opinion.
No, she's definitely head and shoulders
above everybody.
Number one. Number one. I'm with you right there. I've seen her perform a few times. She's legendary. She's legendary.
Last time was actually at Brooklyn Hip Hop Fest. I think she was there before Rakim, or it was before when Mos Def and Talib was there.
No, it was Rakim. She wasn't there for most. Yeah, it wasn't Mos Def and Talib, but because Pharoah Monch opened for them. That show was. Let's not get into that because that was a fucking amazing show right there. That we go down there, talk about that forever. But we can start off with.
Time we've seen Rakim too, by the way, because when we seen him at the Art of Rap tour, that was like, no, he's not my goat. He's not my goat. But get into it, TJ.
The first one I'm gonna go with is Cyrock. I don't know how many people are familiar with her. If you really want to listen to her, go listen to the album Sharecropper's Daughter. Pure fire. She's got bars and bars for days. She's just a dope female MC. I shouldn't even say she's a dope MC. She can hold her own with the best of them. In terms of like topics and flows and everything, delivery, she's right there. Like I said, go get Sharecropper's Daughter, stream it, do what you got to do. Get on a Cyrock because she's flames. She's dope.
Agreed.
The next one I guess we can go to is Meg Thee Stallion. As far as mainstream, Meg has been killing it for the last like 2 or 3 years now. Yeah. She's been doing her damn thing. She's got plenty of hits outside of the drama of what she was going through with getting shot at. And
it's allegedly, there's
right.
If you followed along with that one in like different stories and stuff, it was, Tory Lanez was claiming he wasn't the shooter, and there's more and more information that's coming out that's kind of showing that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the greatness in Meg Thee Stallion right now, who, despite what haters thinks, this woman is a real spitter. I mean, she got hits. But go pick up and listen to some of them freestyles that she's doing on radio stations and stuff like that. She can rap her ass off. And she got, I digress. But but she can rap her ass off. She can
I
rap
know where
her
you're
ass.
going with that.
Yeah. But she is a real spitter. It was dope to find out too that Q-Tip originally was trying to be the one to put her out.
Oh, I didn't
And
know that.
I forgot where I just recently heard that, but if you need a cosign from anybody that's quote unquote true hip hop, and you get the abstract in your corner that had tried to put you out years ago, I'm sorry, y'all who are hating on her just because she's a confident woman who yeah, sex sells, but she's confident in her own skin. She is, yeah, you could say she's promoting a certain level of sexuality that's more up here though. Her body looks a certain way. Yes, we all agree, we all like it. But if you really pay attention, it's coming from here. College educated woman on top of that. She's getting women to more think here with the confidence than just this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on a daily basis, like even though I don't have Meg knees is like a joke that goes around, like my knees ain't like Meg's and all that, but you can see it from like different fans of hers, like when I'm watching TikToks or something like that. Like it's not just your quote unquote stripper body type woman. It's your everyday businesswoman that likes her. It's your everyday mom that likes her and it gets into her. And you can see them. It just like there's like a certain level of joy that they carry in listening to her shit that like it just exudes like, yo, fuck that. Yeah, I am the shit. And what can you tell me? And to me, a person like that with another name we're gonna talk about, it's to me, it's no matter what the fuck some of y'all people think, just because of how they dress, how they look, what they might rap about, I look at it as, you know what, that's a dope confidence booster for women, and run with that shit because y'all have every right to. Y'all have every
Also,
right to be like that.
she's a huge fan of anime. Like she incorporates that shit into her bars as well. Like some shit might go over your head because you don't know what she's talking about, but she's a huge fan of anime.
Pure
Like
weeb, 100% weeb. She is. And said suburban soccer moms love her.
facts,
It's true.
facts,
True.
facts. She's definitely made a name for herself, and she's gonna be here for a while. The next person I'm gonna talk about, part of the whole Griselda family, is Shay Noir,
And
and
of course, you couldn't go with the layup that I gave you before.
I know
See,
because
I
she.
got a coat. We gotta have some side meetings, yo. I feel you on the diversity and flip flopping the flows, but
Yeah,
nigga,
because
you
that was
said
too
you
easy. That was too
yeah.
easy. I'm trying to do a ranking here.
Okay, yeah. Even though we said no numbers, but okay,
I know, I know,
I let you
I know.
rock, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. But Shay Noir, eh, any of her albums, please, please, I implore you to listen to this young lady. She is spitting pure fire.
Yeah,
And you talk about Meg being confident and being strong. Yo, this chick right here is
this
all
woman.
about that. This woman, excuse me. Sorry, got beside myself.
Sexist
Um,
bastard.
she is dope. Like she is dope. She is really dope. She's got bars. She can hold her own with anybody. Anybody. I put that out there. She is phenomenal. Please go
Yeah,
out and listen to Shay Noir.
dare I say, I don't want to be comparing her to a man, but pen game close to my man Sky Zoo.
Mm.
And I say that I think who the overall number one is more Sky Zoo and better possibly than more
I
Sky
think
Zoo.
she's better. I think she's better than him. But go ahead.
But Shay Noir, it's the way she paints the picture. Because I've heard a number of her tracks. I haven't listened to complete albums, but she deserves to be mentioned on this because of how phenomenal she is. But the way she paints the picture, is just what it is with her.
And she
Like
puts in the work. She puts in the
yeah,
work.
she makes you feel like you're in whatever setting she's talking about.
She's a great storyteller. She's a great
Yes.
storyteller.
And
She's a
young as shit too. Like
yeah,
compared
yeah.
compared to us old folks, but she young
I
as
don't think
hell.
she's 25 yet. I don't think she's 25 yet, but her pen game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So.
The next one you was telling me about, which is the layup, is
Hold on.
what does it say?
I'm not even reading that out loud. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. If you want to see that, you got to go to the YouTube to watch that.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I just busted out. Yes.
Anyway, the next person on the list is Miss Cardi B. And what can I say about her? She's been doing her thing for a long time. I followed her on the mixtape circuit for a minute. And now you want to talk about a woman that speaks her truth. She don't care who's in the room next to her or who's around her. Cardi B will say whatever the fuck she wants, whatever the fuck she wants, however the fuck she wants. And that's power. That's real power right there. And not get chastised or scolded for it. She's been doing her thing for a long time, and she deserves all her flowers. She her bars are top notch.
And even there's the whole taboo thing of whether you wrote it or not wrote it. Sometimes it don't matter as long as you know how to deliver it.
That's it.
And sell it in a certain package. Now, yeah, me personally, I'm one of those rap purists in a way. Like, yeah, you should be able to write your own shit, pen your own shit. But then when you think about even from our era, people don't like to understand this because they think they know when they don't. We're all in the studio. Yeah, I'm writing my track. But yo, if you said, Jamal, yo, you should say this like this. Guess what? You just helped me write my rhyme.
It's true.
Now, some cases, and there's a lot with her where it's other people write the full songs, whatever. Nobody gives R&B the same crap. Nobody gives the same, nobody gives real professional singers the same crap when all they are is just the vessel for somebody else's words altogether.
Yeah, songwriters.
But at least Cardi, what it is she embraces whether she wrote it or not. She embraces what's given to her and makes you feel it no matter what. And like Ed said, people can hate on Cardi B all they want. She truly does rep the Bronx, the great, the bad, the ugly, and that's okay with me. 100%.
Yeah.
Not only 100%. That, she represents overcoming shit. You know what I mean? A triumph story, and that resonates well with especially women who are struggling with anything. And she rhymes with conviction. So, her ability to connect with her audience is ridiculous, and she's beloved everywhere too.
Her crossover appeal is ridiculous right now. Like we were talking about Meg's crossover appeal. Cardi B's crossover appeal is way, 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 way up there. Like, I mean, like you want to talk about soccer moms, everyday people listening to Cardi B. Everybody listens to her. Everybody listens to her, and she's got enough commercial hits. Go ahead.
Like
when
even my
Washington quote you good. You know what I mean?
Even when my kids were, and I don't play nothing really Cardi B like that at my house or whatever, but even when my kids were trying to do that, like they tried to do that shit, like, yeah, your influence is strong. Your reach amongst the people is strong, and
she's a brand. She's a brand.
Yeah. So to say that, she gonna be Snoop. Her career is gonna be long, and she gonna be Snoop. The way Snoop is.
Wow, you think she's gonna be around that?
Yes, sir.
For the longevity?
Yes, sir. She got the personality for it and everything else, man. I mean, let's face it, Snoop made one good record. Here we are 30-something years later.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I know he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that, but I didn't put it out.
I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you on that one, Jamal.
He had one good album, and then the rest of it. But he was Snoop. But go ahead.
I agree with your sentiment that it's Snoop, but that one good album, you bugging.
No, man.
You bugging. The blue carpet treatment was one of the hardest joints.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up, but you said it for me. Thank you.
I'm sorry, yo. But last but not least, as you said, the woman on the cover, Miss Marlena. Rhapsody.
Whew.
Man, listen, to certify why people need to really understand and know who the hell she was the Grammy nomination. That just told everything. Like, Rhapsody, woman who came from the group Cooley High back in the day.
Yeah.
Small North Carolina group that she formed with her, college people. With her college peoples. Mrs. Marlena Evans. See, she's related to JJ.
No.
I'm joking. But the album that got her, I believe it was Layla's Wisdom that finally got her the Grammy nod. Was ridiculous. I mean, she hasn't put out a bad project, period.
Ever.
But then after that, to go from the Grammy nod to the Eve album, her last studio album. And we're talking in Women's History Month, we're talking about respect for women. Go check the Eve album, and every single song is named after somebody. Nina, Cleo, Aaliyah, Oprah, Whoopi, Serena, Tyra, Maya, Ibtihaj. Which Ibtihaj, I wish I could play that joint right now. That might have been the hardest record on here, one of them. But just going all the way down, it's named after somebody, and each song means something that kind of represents the person talked about. But then you go back and listen to Beauty and the Beast. She's Got Game. She's Got Game is the one joint that I think I revisit the most.
You know what? I do Beauty and the Beast more than I do She's Got Game, but they're like 1A and 1B to me. So
yeah, and then the still my one of my favorite videos from her is Thank You Very Much. And
The Dark Knight is one of my favorite videos from her. But yeah,
just when it comes to rap overall, there's many men that ain't beating her.
When you can hold your own with Black Thought on a track,
oh yeah,
please.
And he wasn't taking it lightly on her.
Please,
he wasn't taking it lightly.
please. You want to talk about hold it down? Yeah. And for Black Thought to have her on his album, come on, that speaks volumes, bro. Speaks volumes to her penmanship, her craft, everything. And it's just her and him going back and forth on it, like phenomenal. That song is phenomenal. She's a phenomenal MC. Period. She can hold her own with whoever, whenever. She's got bars for days. Like you said, that Eve album, that project was phenomenal. All about Black women, enriching them, bringing them up. And she did it in a way that wasn't corny or like felt forced. You know what I'm saying? It was all natural. Right. It was all done. Dope beats. The pen game was phenomenal. She's head and shoulders like killing the game right now. Yeah, I want more stuff from her.
Yeah, it's you know what, and we always want more from our people. She's kind of on that like Kendrick like hiatus, like making them wait, and it's okay. It's okay. But any honorable mentions? I got 2 honorable mentions because they're personal friends. Simone Arabia always, just because I tell her all the time she's the best MC that I know personally. And then Nicole Porter, our homegirl, Retro P, owner of Porterhouse Records. who put out the Dope Project Steak and Potatoes.
Go listen
It's
to that,
almost
please.
2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago, right? It came out
Yes.
during the pandemic.
Yes, it did. And she got Shay Noir on the track on that album as well.
Yeah. She actually, she is on there.
Yeah, she is on there. I mean, that's a phenomenal project. Please go listen to it.
So, and Nicole isn't the rapper. She is the owner and executive producer of the joint. She owns Porterhouse. So go big them up. Anybody got any honorable mentions? And we're not going back to the old school. We're not going back to. I gotta say MC Light. I gotta say Queen Latifah. We know them. We respect them. They are gods in this. We got that. But anybody of the 2010s and above,
that's tough. I mean, like we left off like we was talking about behind the scenes. Young M.A. She's still dope, but her lack of work put out there is what's hurting her.
I think she's been filming porn. Yeah. I think she's been directing porn movies. I thought I heard.
What?
I thought I heard that.
Wow.
Might have to hit the Googles to see if it's true, but I thought I heard her mention in an interview. She was directing porn.
That's different. That is dope. Different.
DJ did it, right?
Hey, outside of that, I mean, no, because then I got to go back further, like Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jean Grey's the 90s.
Yeah, they're going too far back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wish I was more up on my female MC game than I am, but I mean, outside of the ones we mentioned, but those are the ones that stand out to me. So,
agreed. We're never gonna mention that girl who was mumbling on what was it? Was it the freshman, the double XL freshman cipher?
Oh,
that little girl. I'm not even gonna mention her name, but you know who I'm talking about. She's like, like she literally just saying nothing.
And everybody's like, yeah, get it, yeah.
She had to pause and stop, like, hold on, let me get that back. Nah, this ain't battle rap, this ain't running back. See, we didn't even get into rap. Ed, we didn't mention Remy because Remy came out when Pun was still alive, and we were trying to go from who was like still new to people from the 2010s and up.
That's the only reason. Remy kind of resurrected her career.
Yeah, post prison
right.
Thing.
Right.
3D
3D Nati is dope. She is dope. She's dope. I did forget about her, and I do listen to her. She's got bars. She don't get the promotion or the machine behind her like she needs to, but 3D Nati, she's up there.
Yeah, but we kind of really we gave love to obvious names, but in my opinion, the obvious names need to stop getting dissed by the populace of the culture, because they only want to see one side of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talked Meg, we talked Cardi, like they only want to see one side of these women.
You mean like the Little Kim side?
They just see the nasty, freaky side. They see how they're dressing and using that to blind them of the fact that these women actually have talent. These women are actually not stupid. They're not. They are smart. They're not just doing it. Okay, yes, sex fucking sells. If I had the body of fucking The Rock, I would be showing my body too.
You be out there with no shirt on and shit.
I would. My wife would fucking hate it, but whatever gets the podcast over, I'm showing some titty, whatever. But sex sells. And these women are smartly doing it in a way that, hey, if you feel duped, you allowed yourself to get duped. Good on you. But they won. And they still use their brain to do it. So whatever.
Right. Yeah. You know who I wish got more shine? Like Rod Digger. Like Rod Digger don't get enough respect in the game. I mean, she's a lyricist. But she don't get the love that she needs to get.
I think she gets that, like, if you want to say backstage, behind the scenes love. If you kind of feel what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
like they know who she is,
Right.
and respect her as an MC.
Mm-hmm.
But masses and labels
Right.
aren't pushing her music like that because it's not for the it's for the true people who love the art. Like when I heard this story recently on a homie's podcast it was actually on the owner's box, I think it was, or something like that. No, it wasn't the owner's box, it was some other podcast. But they was just like, yo, I'll forever love Rod Digger for stepping to Tyler the Creator and checking him. Like, yo, I'm just letting you know, man to woman, that this bar you said about being in this song, I got a whole diss track for you, and it's coming out.
Mm.
And there was nothing he could do about it. Like that's a rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
That's somebody who's in it for the sport and the love. Yeah, you can make some money off it, but it's still about the craft. It's still about the sport. And fuck what you want mainstream wise. Like, I'm still gonna get out here and bust your ass. That's what that thing like told me. And that's why I think like somebody like a Rhapsody is, like I said, like the rapper's rapper. Like Lauryn Hill is still, people perceive her as the GOAT if she showed up on time to receive that love and flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't show up on time to receive the love and the flowers. And you want to talk about one project, Jamal? People completely disregard. She got the 2 albums with the Fugees. And yes, 2 albums, because people could forget about Blunted on Reality. Totally forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't gotta tell me, she's my GOAT.
Nah, she ain't mine. Like Ed said, Rod Digger is like an indie wrestler who's killing it in the scene, and where the hardcore marks give them their due, and WWE fans are like, who? Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's right.
That's a good way to represent Rod Digger. But everybody knows Lauryn because that's the impact
she's a household
of one
name.
solo album.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know what? We gave love. We're done. I want to talk to y'all real quick, y'all two, about some shit behind the scenes, on top of, we got to think of other things to cap off Women's History Month, because this has been a long-term staple amongst the show.
All right.
But next week, I guarantee you we're going to come with something fun that we need y'all to get involved with as a people. So until then, hit that QR code at the top screen over TJ's head, point in the right direction, and y'all know what to do.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Dan. Another good show. A lot of good topics. Love the conversation. Love doing this every week. No more to be said.
What's up?
It got better once I worked through the rambling. I tell you that.
No, it's all good, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to May and TJ. You know, it's a pleasure chopping it up with y'all on Sunday again. It's been a minute. Yeah, great conversation. Looking forward to chopping up some more about Women's Month. That's it.
And that's it for us. Y'all know.
Shout out to Disabled Planets.
Disabled Planets each
Right.
and every day. You know. And that's it. Hit the QR code. Big ups to the brothers, everybody in the comments. Peace.
Peace.